led What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of College Basketball Hangout. I am Parlay Tease, and I apologize. I'm sitting here trying to just send a tweet out, let everybody know we are live, and make some money tonight, y'all. So we've been doing all right last couple days. Yesterday we had a couple big hits with Iona. I had a couple big hits with women's games. Really liked Miami yesterday. I only posted 2, but I ended up playing 4. And I've been doing really well with the women, man. So basically, I don't really like the card today. I have a couple games that I'm on. I haven't posted anything. But I do have probably 3 or 4 women's games, man. I hope you guys can bet the women. You can get it on FanDuel or Caesars. I took the lines from Caesars because that's where I bet them and got better lines. You get better lines on the women's game with Caesars. But, compare the two because FanDuel's very telling when you're looking at the women's games as far as those lines go. You'll see a point and a half difference with FanDuel, and FanDuel's sharper with their lines with the women's, to be honest with you. So where I think Caesars is sharper with the men's. But anyway, I appreciate everybody here. What's up, Tori, my man? Good to see you, bro. Don Play. What's good, bro? Andrew Carr, Chris Fisher. I appreciate you guys hanging out, coming on here. And let's make some money, man. I know I haven't been on screen here in a minute. It's just been tough. I'm really tired still, and I just don't have the energy level that I want to have when I'm on screen. And to be honest with you, I'm not big betting the college conference tournaments and the March Madness. There's just so much volatility. Anything could happen. If I see something that if I see a good upset that I like, or if I see something I really like, I'll end up posting it. But I'm not going to post too many games during this next month. So I think the best thing, just to let you guys know, is I'll definitely be back for the WNBA, and you can count on making money on that with me. We made some good money this college basketball season. I appreciate everybody that's rolled with me. There's only been a handful of days that we lost money. I'm very pleased with the college basketball season I've had this year. Been consistently cashing tickets, and I hope that you guys have been as well. I know you guys can't keep up with and bet as many games as I bet. I try to let you know to lower the unit size and go that route because you're going to make money. That's the way you have to. If you're going to tail me, that's the way to do it, just because I am a volume better, and I do make money. You know what I mean? I make money doing it that way. I started to put asterisks next to plays, which I'd never done before, and we made money with the asterisks. Even if you just tailed the asterisks, you made money. There may have been a night here or a night there that you didn't, but for the most part, we made money. So if you don't see me in the next month, you'll see me back in May with the WNBA, and trust me, we will make some money. Yeah, Don played Purdue Cast for us last night. The best part about it was I grabbed Wisconsin live plus 5.5, probably 5 minutes into the game. So I was happy as hell, man. I hit twice on that, hit twice on the Iona first half and second half. I was going to hedge out of the second half, but being that the game was only at 10 and I had the projection at 20, I stuck with that second half and ended up cashing. I think the game ended in 19. I was hoping Max would be in here because we went back and forth a little bit on Twitter last night. And I told him to grow some balls and put his big boy pants on and bet I own the second half -7. But it is what it is, man. His thing is the Patriot League. He's the governor of the Patriot League. My thing's the Colonial and the Metro, man. The MAAC. Can't really call it the MAC because you got a MAC, but those are my two conferences that I made money on consistently all year, and I'm pissed off at myself because I totally overlooked Monmouth today. I wanted to hammer the fuck out of Monmouth today, and I apologize, guys. I let you down on that one, but anyway, what's up, Kendall? My guy, Mike Benson. All right, so let's get started. I got two games for you guys. That's it, man. And one of them's a little shaky on, man, but I think it gets done. But after watching Murray State last night, I had Murray State first half, and they just rolled. But this one's Drake, man, and Drake's been kind of sketchy on the road in the first half. Well, Drake's been a first half, and then second half it's like But I'm on Drake first half. -5.5. That's a FanDuel line at Caesars. It's -6. So I like Drake first half. Nothing major, dude. This is just one unit for me. I've got my money wrapped up in the ladies tonight. So, and I think I'm gonna crush it, man. I think I'm gonna crush it. I mean, every night I go down, I look through that ladies schedule and I see what lines and I write down the games that I want. And it sucks because one team that I've been wanting to bet so bad. Like yesterday, I wanted to bet St. Joe's and I wanted to bet Middle Tennessee, and neither book had the lines for it. And I was pissed off, and both teams rolled. So, all right. So with Drake, they're going against Murray State. Laying 5.5 in the first half is just it's a tough number, man. Not as tough as a 3.5. 3.5 have just been killer for me, man. They've been crushing it. And I can't believe Monmouth right now is up 96-62. Do you believe that? Monmouth 96-62. These bitches are gonna put up 100 points. They're gonna fucking put up 100 points. Fucking Monmouth. Oh my god, that's crazy. There's a couple early games that if you want to bet that I would lean. I even hate man. I can't say that word lean. L words have no business coming out of any capper's mouth. And when I say the L words, I mean lean, lock, shit like that, dude. No business coming out of a capper's mouth. You're leaning it, fucking bet it, man. Don't fucking tell people you're leaning on it. Fucking bet it. And I may get to the window on this one here. Mercer, they're taking on Citadel. This is a conference tournament. It's in Asheville. I believe they're in their conference tournament. Let me just double check. Yeah, they're in their conference tournament. They just played last Saturday. Mercer won the first half by 11. That gives me a little bit of pause on this. But I just don't think Citadel has the manpower to be able to do what they to make a run at Mercer here. And the last time they played let me just take a look here. The last time they played, the total in the first half was 34 to 25, and Mercer won the second half 38-25. So, and that obviously they played two times during the year, and the first game, Citadel kept it close, but that was a home game for them. And then Mercer beat them by 8 in the second half. So, being that this is a tournament, you might see a little bit of giddy up out of Citadel, but I like I said, I can't really tell you guys to bet it because I haven't bet it myself. But I'm pulling up the line now just for you guys so I have a line for you guys on this game. But I think I'm going to go to the window on this one, man, and I'm going to take I'm gonna take Mercer minus 3.5. You're getting a short number. You're gonna see a motivated Citadel team because they know that this is their last game, so they might come out a little hot here. And the thing that scares me is this 3.5, man. I do not like first half 3.5s. So maybe I put this into a money line parlay. I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably just put a unit on Mercer minus 3.5 first half. So that's just something that I haven't had list. I don't have listed, and wasn't on my card, but it's something that I'm gonna jump on. I can probably guarantee I'm gonna do that. Don play Tease, can you go over 2 games for me? Southern Illinois minus 2.5, Missouri State or New Mexico minus 2.5. Yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get to that for you, Don. If I don't, just throw up a couple question marks to remind me. You don't need to type all that shit out again. What else you got to say here? For the past month and a half, I've been winning more with 2-team single bets. Thanks for your advice. No more 14 parlays. Yeah, 14 parlays are tough, man. I'm a perpetual one loss guy with 14 parlays. It burns the hell out of me, and I'm not gonna round robin them, man. I'm just not gonna do it. It's just a waste of money for me. So, what games do I prefer? I'm on Drake first half minus 5.5. I think they get it done here. Murray State is a tough. They're tough, man. But they're not consistent. And yesterday after coming off of they were blowing out. Can't even remember who they played yesterday, but they were blowing them out at the first half in the first half, and that was Valparaiso. Valparaiso's garbage, but that was a pretty easy cover for them. And these two teams, they last played in February, beginning of February, and Drake on the road against Murray State won 92-68. They won the first half pretty handily at 55-39. But the only difference here is that you have Murray State coming in after playing last night, and Drake maybe being cold, but I don't believe that in college basketball, man. Just because of the fact that these are young kids, and okay, Murray State played a hell of a game yesterday. I think they come in and maybe a little on the lax side, or I just don't think that they can hang with Drake, man. If Drake's nailing their shots, man, I don't see anybody in this conference beating Drake. And the first time they played this season back in January, where they played at Drake won the first half pretty handily again, 44-29. So this is probably my favorite college play for a day. Men's college play. 4.5, jump it, man, jump it. I like that a lot. So I would take that. All right, next game I am on is Ohio. Ohio first half minus 4.5. This is the MAC. Ohio's been pretty consistent for us this year. I haven't bet too much MAC. They're not really a conference that I'm too comfortable betting. It just seems like whenever I zero in on a squad, they decide to have a shitty game that night. But being conference tournament time, this is something that I think we get a good number on. I mean, I don't know if they're in their conference tournament. I don't think they're in their conference tournament yet. But it's just a MAC night. There's a bunch of MAC games going on tonight. So let me double check something. Yeah, it's not conference tournament. This is one of the last games of the regular season, and I expect Ohio to want to come in and take care of business in this game against Bowling Green. You don't want to go into your conference tournament with a loss, So the last time these two teams played was all the way back in January. And let me just double check that. Yeah, back in January. Wow. And Ohio lost to Bowling Green, so that's on their mind, man. That's got to be on their mind. Um, at that time back in January, you know, they Ohio was taking L after L after L. They didn't start the season off well in conference play, but they ended up finishing off well, just running off with the few W's. They did catch the last two games are off with losses against Kent State and Miami. So this isn't a pick that I'm super strong on, but it's a pick that I believe that Ohio comes out and handles business here. Um, I think that they can beat Bowling Green. Bowling Green's not nothing big. 4.5's a lot of points in this, but like I said, this is another game. This is just a one unit play for me. So, and if you look at the stat lines on these teams, you have um, Ohio offensively, the offensive rating and of Bowling Green and the defensive rating against or for Ohio. There's a big difference. I see a lot of points in this game. To be honest with you, the defenses are pretty pathetic. I mean, more so on the Bowling Green side than the Ohio side. And you're right, you got a really good offense in Ohio. So if they're hitting their shots, I didn't even think to look at the total in this game, but this might be as long as it's not in the 70s. I think that this could be this game could be in the 70s, but I wouldn't bet it in the 70s. So let's take a look and see where this game is as far as the line goes, real quick. Man, talked myself into this game real quick here. All right, so first half at FanDuel, they have the total points at 74 and a half. See, that's a lot. I mean, there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, but I don't like betting that many. I mean, you're asking these two teams to put up 80, and when you look at that, you really need these guys to be hitting their shots, man. And you get one team that doesn't hit their shots, and I just like Ohio first half. Um, I'll take the side Ohio first half. I think that's a better look for me and for you guys if you want. So that's that. Um, and then all right, Don. Let's before I go into the women. Let me see what you got here. Southern Illinois minus 2.5. All right, let's take a look at that game. Southern Illinois. You gotta give me a minute. I gotta find it, bro. Southern Illinois. Southern. Oh, by the way, that Citadel Mercer game that tips off in about an hour, 5 p.m. Eastern. Just to let you guys know. Southern Illinois, Southern Utah, Southern Illinois versus Missouri State. Uh, yeah. I mean, you got two really well. You got a really good defense in Southern Illinois. The Salukis they're they're a good defensive team. Um, and the last time these two teams, the Salukis held Missouri State to 53 points, and that was back in February. So I mean, I like it. Let's see what the totals are. All right, this total is pretty low. It's telling you it's going to be a low scoring game. It's at 120 and a half. Um, let me just pull it up and see what the lines are at the FanDuel here. I'm a first half better, bro. I can't fucking. It's just what I don't do full games, so I'd be looking at the first half, which I am. 55 and a half. These two teams, like I said, they played back in February 5th. So let's take a look at that. Take a look at that game there. The first half, they scored 68 points. So, and it was the second half where Southern Illinois just shut them down. Uh, I would kind of tend to think that that Southern Illinois shuts them down quick, like shuts them down immediately in this game. Doesn't even let this game get started for Missouri State. Uh, I I like you're hold on, Don. You're telling me here you got Southern Illinois minus 2.5. Is that for the game or for the first half? Because the first half line at FanDuel is minus 1.5, and the full game line um, is um, damn it, hit the wrong button. Is okay, 2.5. Okay, got it. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it, but it seems to be money coming in on um on Missouri State. You got me outside my comfort zone in this game, man. I mean, this line's going down. Money came in on Missouri State. I mean, at first glance, you have to take the Salukis, uh, but I don't know, man. I can't really give you when you ask me these things. It's tough because you're asking me teams that are outside my comfort zone, man. They're not conferences that I'm used to betting, and if I have bet them this season, it's been just spots that I see that I like. New Mexico versus Colorado State. This game's in Colorado. You got to worry about that that thin air. That line's low for a reason. I would I would take if I was going to bet it. I would take New Mexico State first half, but I'm not taking the full game. And looking at that, I may take that first half. I'm gonna have to look into this more, but that's something that I'm looking at. I may look into that. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. This is something that I'm gonna have to look at and cap. But I don't know if I like that minus 2.5 full game, man. I think Colorado State can get the win here. And I hate betting against Richard Pitino's teams, man. I'm kind of like low key rooting for the dude. I want him to be better than his dad. You know what I mean? He's got a good team out there in New Mexico, but I think they struggle with the air. I think they get gassed in this game, man. I honestly do. And I think that's going to be the difference in the game. I think you're going to get New Mexico first half, and then Colorado State second half. So that's where I'm at on that, man. That's my just not even handicapping. It's just my opinion in the game and what I'm like. If I'm looking at this game and what I see happens in this game. Um, What's this here say? Mike Benson, that's very good days and not so bad days. That's how betting is. Good health to you. Tease. I appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate you. All right, now let's get on to something that I'm passionate about just because, I haven't done this in the past, but I started doing it this year. I'm going to talk about the women's. Hopefully you guys have FanDuel, Caesars. I don't know what other books carry these. These are the two that I use, but I pretty much use Caesars. Unless Caesars doesn't have the line, I'll go to FanDuel for these games. Actually, hold on. I do have one other game. My fault. My apologies. It's a late game. And it's a game. It's a team that I've bet on a couple times this season, and I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take it tonight. I haven't bet sides on these games, but I bet the total, and that's Texas Arlington versus Seattle. Texas Arlington's going into Seattle, and Seattle at home's been pretty stout defensively. But these two teams, I put minus 62.5. I need to change that. Sorry, guys. um, these two teams, the last time they played, they they played. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I messed myself all up on that one. I was hoping to have Connor Mack on here today, but he hit me at the last minute and said he couldn't make it. So that sucks. I wanted to chop it up with him, but it's all good, man. I'll see him in a couple weeks down in San Antonio, and I'll give him shit about it. So if you're watching, Connor, I'm gonna give you shit about it. All right, these two teams played earlier this year. It was 76-61, And from what I've seen out of this Seattle squad, uh, at the beginning of the year, I was crushing their over. I mean their unders, their first half unders. So, but come the second half of the season after January, they started to score more, and I like this. I think we're getting a good number at 62.5 for the first half. And I think these two teams could easily put up 70 points in the first half. So let me adjust this for you guys, and those that are watching here can make some extra money, man. So let me throw a little something on this. Bam, there we go. There it is, man. I'm going to go 550 on this game, man. Straight up. Um, I, I think 62.5 is too low of a number for the first half. This is one of those type of situations where you're going to want to hit the first half over and then at halftime hit the second half under, or bet the full game under and because that total is at let me see, where's that total? That total is at 135 and a half. Yeah, I think your best bet is to put take the first half under. I mean, first half over, and then take the second half under at the half. You're gonna get a big number. If they score 70 points in the first half, which I'm thinking they're gonna get close to, that number is going to be inflated for the second half, and you'll be able to cover it pretty easily. So, just just some advice from me to you guys, and hopefully this one hits, man. 60 over 62.5. I don't see why it wouldn't hit. So that's all I have with the men. I can go to the ladies now, and hold on here, something messed up. Something got messed up. Okay, so first game I'm going to take is Virginia Tech minus 6.5. That should be. Jeez, I hate not having a producer, man. That was the good thing about working with Pub is I didn't have to worry about this shit, man. I had somebody doing it for me. I could just do my capping. So, all right. So anyway, first game that we're looking at here, Virginia Tech's taking on Maryland or Miami, and I was on Miami yesterday. They covered, and Miami's low key pretty damn good, but Virginia Tech's just a lot better. This game's going to be close. You take this game, it's going to be an ass clincher. I'm going to tell you that right now. Regular season, these two teams played back in January, and Miami won the game 77-66. I think Virginia has the better team, and they're going to have revenge on their mind. And I think they come out and they just stomp them up, man. To be honest with you, yeah. it just baffles me. It baffles me because Virginia Tech's off of 2, 4, 6, 8. Let me see here. 2, 4, 6, 8. They're 9-1 out of their last 10 games, with their only loss being at Duke. And actually, their only loss they had two losses in the past 2 months, and they were Duke and Miami. Well, Duke was a legitimate loss at at Cameron. So that team's been stellar at home, and then their loss to Miami was in Miami. This is a neutral court setting in Greensboro, and I expect Virginia Tech just to take them out, man. I really do. I think the 6.5 short. I think you can get a double-digit win off of the Hokies tonight. So that's just where I'm at there. I mean, if you want some numbers, we can talk some numbers, but you don't really need it, I guess. So anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at with that game and other games that we have going on. Iowa. Iowa's a game that I really like. Maybe that's what I was trying to type up there. Let me just double check the line because I have the wrong game listed up there at -2, and um, I'm on FanDuel right now, but FanDuel doesn't even have Iowa. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they do. Um, yeah, they've got them at 10.5. They have Iowa at 10.5, and Caesars has Iowa at 10.5. So, and that line's about right, 10.5. You get Caitlin Clark, man. I mean, she just that shot against Indiana the other night or on Saturday was just friggin' disgusting, man. At the end of the game to lift the Hawkeyes over the number 2 ranked Hoosiers, but that game was in Indiana, so yeah, I like this game. The line's on a little bit of a high side, but in all honesty, Iowa shouldn't have a problem with Purdue. They beat them by um, close to 20 back in, but that was back in December. And Iowa, these two teams, between December and February, you're talking night and day. That's the beginning of the season. After and this team has lost. Their only loss has been, well, in February they had 2 losses. One of them was to Indiana at Indiana, and one of them was to Maryland at Maryland. And I think those you remember we did cash with Maryland. I think we had Maryland +2 in that game, and we ended up winning that. So, um, yeah, I like Iowa in this game. I'll even lay the 10.5 with them. I don't have a problem doing that. So that's where we're at. So far we have Virginia Tech, Iowa, Virginia Tech -6.5, Iowa -10.5. Next one up is LSU. LSU is taking on Georgia, and these two teams played the beginning of February. Um, LSU won by, I think it was 5. So this game's 8.5 now. Um, again, this is a neutral court setting. Georgia doesn't play well on the road. That game in February that the line was 7 was in Athens. So you have a LSU team with the Bayou Queen, as they're calling her, and I got a chance to watch her the other day. Um, the girl is Angel Reese is just a beast, man. She's just she's putting up double doubles left and right. She's getting over 20 rebounds a game. There is nobody on Georgia that's going to be able to contain her. So with her between her and the under the boards there, they just have too much depth and too much height for Georgia to compete in this game, and being the first game of the tournament. They're gonna be hyped up. Give me 1 second here. I just want to check something real quick before I before I go any further. Um, with LSU, uh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to have dead air here for you guys, but um, with LSU, the program's on the rise here. All the girls have bought in. Kim Mulkey, the head coach for LSU, she's the one. If you guys follow women's basketball at all, or even if you don't, you should know that Baylor has been like the cream of the crop. It was like Baylor and South Carolina and Stanford and UConn. Well, Baylor's won a couple national titles, and they were all under Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey left last season or the season before, came to LSU. She started building this program, and she's got these girls poised and ready to go. You're probably gonna see LSU have a deep run, but then next year is the year that you should see them compete for the national title. I think they might fall a little bit short this year, but this year's the year, and all these girls for LSU that are playing under Kim Mulkey, they're bought in, and I think we get a double-digit win tonight versus Georgia in the first round of the SEC tournament or SEC tournament. Yeah, whatever. So that's that. Next game that I have for the women is, and I know I'm sorry, I'm pretty boring today, but it is what it is, man. Maryland. We're gonna jump back on to Maryland. Give Maryland, let Maryland make us some money again tonight. They are taking on Illinois. Maryland's number 5 team in the country. This game is the first round of the Big Ten tournament, and it's being played in Minneapolis. And Illinois is not a bad road team. Maryland beat Maryland. Maryland and Illinois just played 2 weeks ago, and that game was in Maryland, and Maryland won by 9. I think after these teams don't play twice. A lot of these teams, these women's teams in conference, they don't play twice. Their schedule's just not. It's just not set up that way. So this is only the second time that these two teams that are playing, and plus the Big Ten's split into 2 divisions, like your East and West or however they do it, North South. I don't know what the Big Ten does, but being that Maryland has seen this team, I think Maryland comes in and they take care of business and cover the 7 points, and that's that. So I'll go over the. Let me see if you guys have any comments, anything you want me to check. What's up, Nasty Nate? Good to see you, bro. Yes, sir. I'll be in San Antonio. Booked the ticket last night. Have I looked at the Colorado Washington? Yes, I was looking at that, Don. I jumped on the Buffaloes late last night. That was on my couple people got that play. I didn't post it, but yeah, and I got a little worried because the Buffaloes started out slow. They were losing at the end of one, but they came back and they won it, and I was happy. I had a couple hundred on it, man. So I was happy as hell on that one. When I went to bed, I looked at it and I was like, yes. So I mean, these two teams, the reason I'm not taking this game is they just played a couple weeks ago and it was 71-68. Washington State's a good team, man. They're 21-10 overall. It just tells you what the Pac-12 conference is, because you've got Colorado at 23-7, and they were third in the Pac-12. Washington State 21-10, they were seventh. You're 21-7. I mean, that you're 21-10. That, I mean, they don't go by overall record; they go by conference record. But it just shows you that conference beats each other up. So you have a good team in Washington State. I think they're pretty comparable, these two teams. It's not a game that I want to get involved in, to be honest with you. And I'm not really a West Coast better to begin with, men or women. So I'm staying off it. Washington State did just have a win against Utah on Thursday, and yesterday, and Cal on Wednesday. So they're going into the third game of the tournament. They've already got 2 wins under their belt. You have Colorado coming in. They played their first game last night. They, ended up winning by 8. They covered the spread by 1.5. And, this line right here, let me just take a look at the line just to be sure what we got. If they even have a line for it. Did you put a line up, bro? No, you didn't put a line up. Let me check Caesars, because FanDuel doesn't have the line. So I might be interested in this because FanDuel doesn't. The line's 2. So maybe I do take the Buffalo in here, man. But I don't want to jump in front of Washington State having 3. This is their their fourth, their third game, third or fourth game. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that's where it's -2. Yeah, I don't know, Don. I'll message you. This game is until 11:30 Eastern tonight. So if I decide to jump in, it all depends on what Are you being sarcastic, Mike? I appreciate that, man. I really do. Um, yeah, if I decide to jump in on this game, I'll post it or I'll shoot you a DM and let you know, Don. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. It all depends on how my night goes. If I have a good night, you know, I'm going to San Antonio at the in 2 weeks. So I gotta make sure that I have money built up, have a bankroll built up for there because San Antonio, that's the thing about Public Palooza. It's fun. I get to hang out with other cappers, but you can't bet there, man. There's no fucking gambling. There's no sports gambling. There's no casino to go to. Makes no sense to me. And they needed to do this in a place where we could all go to a sports book and just really utilize our skills, put our heads together, and make bets. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm basically looking forward to going hanging out with my Who-Bangin family, my pub family. You know, we have a good time just hanging out, talking sports and shit. So if you guys aren't doing anything, the 24th to the 26th or 7th, I believe, 24th to the 26th in San Antonio, Texas, come on out, man. Have a good time, man, and get to put some faces to some names that I'm sure you see if you watch any of the shows. So, Don Play, one more thing here for you, bro. You going to the casino now? Well, I can't give you an answer on that now. Dayton money line in Southern Illinois -2.5. Let's cash. You know what? I like Dayton. I like Dayton. I low key have played Dayton a lot this season, man. It hasn't been a game, hasn't been a team that I put on, but what about Mercer, man? You can't not take Mercer though. You have to take Mercer, bro. Another one I like is no, I don't. I find interesting is this Longwood Campbell game. I find that very interesting. So, but now you got me wanting to look at this Dayton game. I'm trying to find out. I don't even see lines on it. What time does that game start? Dayton. I'm all the way. I'm all the way into Saturday. Shit, Dayton, Dayton. I don't, okay, Dayton and St. Louis. I like that. I love that play, Don. Actually, that's a play I should have put up there. I love that play, but I like it first half. Um, these two teams, I like that play. I appreciate you pulling that up, man, and are you bringing that game up because it totally slipped my mind. I was like in Dayton last night. That line's down to 1 now. I like Dayton first half. I don't like them full game. I like them first half. These two teams played back in February. Dayton won by 14, I believe. Um, but that game was also in Dayton. You better be careful, man. Be careful because you're playing a St. Louis team that's a different animal when they're at home. So just keep that in mind. I like Dayton first half, and I'm going to take Dayton first half. I'm going to actually put that on there, and I'll post these plays. I'm going to put an asterisk next to that. I'll take that for 3:30 Dayton first half. I think that they can get it done first half. I think you're going to be in for an ass clincher if you're taking Dayton. Taking Dayton on the money line. They should win this game, but I just don't. I like the St. Louis team. They're just too inconsistent. So, um, yeah, it's a game that I'm definitely taking the first half on. So appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Game starts at 6 o'clock. I got two games that starts at 6 o'clock. You got the Mercer game starts at 6, and the Dayton game that started at 6 o'clock. And then as far as the ladies go, if any of you guys want to bet the ladies, the Georgia LSU game starts at 6. The Purdue Iowa game starts at 6:30. This North Carolina Duke game is very intriguing to me. I really want to take Duke, but I just can't do it. They played a hell of a game down in Cameron Indoor Arena the other day, and I ended up losing money on it. But maybe I'll just watch this if I can get it on. I'll watch it on the ACC network. So that's what it is. What's up, Bird Girl? How you doing? Yeah. So there we go. I'll run my plays down again for you guys. Um, I am going to add Dayton first half, and I will let you know what I'm playing at because I'm going to play it at Caesars. So I'll tell you what the line at Caesars is. It's going to be higher than it is at FanDuel. I know that for a fact. But that's where I'm going to go. Okay, first game I'm on is the Mercer Bears first half -4. Um, yeah, that's just a 1 unit play. It was something that I added on. Sorry about the pause there. But second game that I am on is the that Don just brought up to me that I don't want to miss. And I'm going to put 330 on this. So we're going to put an asterisk next to this game. And it's going to be Dayton Flyers. They are giving a half point spread for the first half. Give me Dayton all day. Make that 2 asterisks, man. 550 on that. Uh, I like that play a lot. But full game, not so high on the full game. But I'll root for you. I'll root for you, Don. Next game that I am on is Drake first half -5.5. And then the next one is the Ohio first half -4.5, and the University of Texas Arlington Seattle first half over 62.5. That's another game I'm on for 550. So I have two asterisk plays that I'm going to be on, and one of them's going to be Dayton first half, and then the other one here is going to be Seattle and University of Texas Arlington first half over. For the ladies, I'm taking 1 asterisk 330 on LSU -8.5. That's a 6 p.m. or 6:30 start, 6 p.m. start, 6 p.m. Eastern. Next one is Virginia Tech -6.5, and Maryland -7, and Iowa. I'm sorry, I got to Iowa -10.5, and they're my plays for the ladies. So once again, for NCAA women, I have LSU -8.5 for 330, Maryland -7 for 330, and Virginia Tech -6.5, and Iowa -10.5. And I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you guys here before the end of the season. I'm sure you will. I just don't know how often I'm going to do a show, but come May when WNBA starts, you're going to see me every fucking day, and we're going to be making money every day. I appreciate everybody that's followed and that's hung out with me this season. We made money. That's followed me on Twitter. We made money just more times than not. And on the season, I'll have to sit down and figure out how much we're up over the whole full season. But we had a pretty damn good season. I think this is one of my best college basketball seasons so far this year, because I started at the beginning of the season, where normally I don't start until January. So I can almost guarantee you that this is probably the best college basketball season that I've had so far this year. And we've been consistent. We haven't lost money. We lost money maybe a couple nights here, a couple nights there. But for the main part, if you played all my plays, asterisks and all, that was something new I added in. We made money. The record may not be the best in the world, but the money is, the ROI is. Guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. So once again, I appreciate everybody out here. Please bet responsibly. My name is